Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're hopping in the boat with Brad Hawthrone, and we're gonna be leadcore trolling for walleyes. He's gonna share a bunch of tips that'll help you catch more fish. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
There he is. Oh, it's so cool. You know, some guys say that trolling leadcore is, you know, it's boring, it's whatever. But when you get a fish, when you're going 2 to 2.5 miles an hour, that comes up and drills kind of hard, that drilled fish, and drills your crankbait, it makes it so much fun. So, and again, like, here's a cool part to mention about this bait here. You see how that fish bit that? He's got the middle hook right in there. That's how you know you're dialed on colors. When you start getting towards these two hooks and you can see there's a little bit of meat on there, that means that fish absolutely T-boned that crankbait, and that lets you know, like, you don't need to mess with color, you're dialed in. Now you just tweak speed a little bit and keep catching fish.
Next up, Brad is going to talk about dialing in your presentation while trolling for walleyes.
Oh, jeez. I can't, that one got off. Did you hear how hard that fish hit that bait?
Yeah, and I was just looking over at the graph. It was those marks. Oh, 100%.
For sure it was. I'm putting this right back out. Like, that totally, I better check it. That totally just got smoked. We're gonna have to put this color back on. And they're definitely running that top edge for sure. Because when we crept up on it, we got bit before.
Yeah, absolutely. And what also is interesting about this so far is we've only ran over like 2 pods of fish.
Well, look at the flash on that lure in the water. See how crazy that is? Just that slow, light, it's got that little rumble to it. It's a really killer action. And I'm not smoking fast right now. I'm 0.7 to 0.9 is how fast I'm going, to give you guys an idea of if you like trolling at slower speeds and still getting a nice wide wobble to it on a stick bait. That Rumblebee is going to give it to you right there. I mean, that's at 0.7 to have that nice flash to it. Not a lot of lures have that. A lot of lures, when you slow down, sometimes they just trail straight forward and they just kind of get real doggy. And also, any lure that runs with a nice action like that, a perfect action at 0.7, 0.9, when you speed them up, they really start honking, giving off a lot of flash and a lot of vibration.
Next up, Brad is going to share with you the exact bait that we were using to have success out there, as well as the specific line that he was using, how much leader line, all those details.
This is the number 11 Rumblebee. This is the color that's been it's been working great. You can see, like, the fish are chewing on this thing. That means you're dialed on color. So what I'm finding with tip line, so I usually use 30 to 50 feet of tip line, depending on where I'm at. I'm on Mille Lacs right now, so we're using 50 feet of fluorocarbon. So what I'm finding for tip line depths on, so the number 9 Rumblebee, you're gonna be about 9 feet on that for your tip line depth on your leadcore. And then your number 11, which this is an 11, you're gonna be 12 feet, okay? And then for your 13, you're gonna be 13 feet. So it makes it pretty easy to remember your tip line dive curve on the Rumble series. So, and the cool part about this bait is it's got a really loud knock to it. So when this lure is going really slow, it's just, you know, knocking that rattle back and forth, and you get a little bit more rattle from the hooks, but that nice Tulabee, Cisco kind of profile action side to side, slow wobble, and you can burn these things pretty fast too. I've got them to run true at well over 2.5 miles an hour. So for you guys that need to burn baits every once in a while, this guy will hold true as long as you have a decent sized snap on there and you don't have a big old tag line hanging out. They'll run really fast. But as you can see, this guy's been getting chewed up today. So if you're looking for a hot color on Mille Lacs, I'm not going to give you all of them, but right here is one of them.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about having a good variety of colors and why that's important.
we've been changing around different sizes, and to be honest with you, the 9 and the 11 are working better, but for sure the chartreuse with a little bit of blue on the back, that is by far the best color today. So remember, when you guys are looking for a crankbait that you can really troll down with, the Rumble Bee is the deal. And I've been using them for years on Mille Lacs. They work equally as well out on Erie. And the one thing about crankbaits that a lot of people don't think about is when you have a limited selection of color on crankbait, it really hinders what bodies of water you can use them on. When you take the Rumble Bee and you got 15 colors, they don't leave much on the table for what's not gonna work where. I mean, you can take it from the Dakotas, you can take, ooh, that guy's a little spunky. You can take it from the Dakotas all the way out to Erie to catch fish. There's another nice Rumble Bee walleye right there. So remember, 3 different sizes, 15 different colors to match anything, any presentation or any bait fish you need across the country.
Now Brad is gonna share some parting thoughts on the Rumble Bee and why it's a really important part of his arsenal when he's out trolling for walleyes.
So what you notice is this is a plastic bait. The lip is attached in there in such a way that it's not gonna come off. You can bang this thing on rocks, you can run it on bedrock, you're just not gonna knock it out of tune. And the reason they went with that is quite simply just for that, when that lure is going back and forth, even if I show you what that bait does at 0.6 miles an hour, it's basically doing that. And you can hear that rattle still knocking in that bait. That's why they use plastic on this bait. Outside of that, it makes it run extremely true even at high speeds. So very indestructible, solid lip connection point on the bait, designed so that the water runs over it, so you have extremely good action at low speeds and extremely good actions and running at high speeds, which is important. It's all the finer points you want to hit in a crankbait. Some crankbaits run really well at low speeds and that's all they do and they blow out. It's nice to have a crankbait in your arsenal that'll run at whatever speed you need it to run at that day or on that body of water.
Well, that's about all we got for you in this one. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and thanks to Brad for sharing a bunch of really good tips. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that little red subscribe button down below because we have a lot more awesome content coming in the future. And until then, we will see you in the next one.